The day you are born is not random, it's a code. And the code contains something very specific, the business you are actually built for. And the exact reason you haven't built it yet, your number. If you were born on the 1st, 10, 19, or 28, this is for you. Here is what most people miss about your energy. The 1st, the 10th, and the 19th, they are not the same. The 1st carries pure founding energy. You build from nothing, you go first, you create where there was nothing before. The 10th carries luck and freedom. You make decisions quickly and correctly in a way others can explain. The 19th carries leadership of business projects. Specifically, you are the one who takes something from idea to reality and makes people believe in it. What all three shares, you are not built to work inside someone else's structure. You're built to create your own. Why you haven't built it yet? You are waiting until you're sure, until the plan is tight enough, until you feel ready. But the energy one is activated by movement, not preparation. The decision to go first is the business. Everything else comes after. Comment 1 if you have a vision that have been living in your head for longer than a year. People born 2nd, 11, 20, 29. Gift of diplomacy and the negotiation. 11 takes the further communication, people management, the ability to unite and lead groups. 20 carries psychology and deep human understanding. You read people in a way that feels almost unfair. The business built for your energy, consulting, coaching, mediation, leadership, anything where understanding people creates results. Why you haven't built it yet? You don't trust that connection is real. It feels too natural, too easy, too much like just taking to people. So just keeping thinking needs something more serious, more credible, more impressive. You don't. The thing that feels effortless to you is the thing people will pay most for. The 11 specifically says you belong at the front of the room, not behind someone else's vision, at the front of your own. Comment 2 if someone has ever told you that you should be a coach or a therapist and you brushed it off. People born 3rd, 12th, 21st, or 30th, this is for you. 3 gives you ability to reveal people, to make them feel seen through your words and your creativity. 12 is the most pure creative energy in this entire system. Artistic, writers, director, people whose inner world is richer than anything outside it. 21st point to something larger, social movement, world-level projects, platforms that reach beyond borders. These are 3 different expressions of the same gift. You make things come alive. You make the complicated feel simple and the simple feel profound. Why you haven't built it yet? You create constantly and you don't monetize. The content, the ideas, the energy all going out and every little coming back. And underneath that, someone once made you feel like your creative wasn't serious, wasn't practical, wasn't worth building a life on. That voice is still making your decision. Your creativity is not a hobby that goes out of hand, it's a product. The gap between where you are and where you should be is one decision, to treat what you create as a real business. If you create and give a show up and still feel like the financial piece is always missing, comment your number below, please. People born 4, 13, 22nd, 31st. 22nd is called the archon of genius, people who build things the world has never seen before. 4th career carries stability, structure, and the ability to create systems that last decades. 13 brings transformation energy, the ability to walk into broken situation, see exactly what needs to change and rebuild it. You are not built for trends, you are built for permanence. Why you haven't built it yet? Let me ask you something first. Was your father present but emotionally somewhere else? Or maybe he was there but nothing was ever quite stable. Money was fine, then tight, then fine again. The number 4 carries the blueprint of the father, and the blueprint is running your relationship with building right now. Silently, in the background, it shows up like this. You work harder than anyone around you. You are the most reliable person anyone knows, and yet the business never quite reaches the level your effort deserves. Because deep down you believe that security has to be earned through struggle. That if it comes easily, it can be trust. Your money and your business starts moving the day you stop carrying the financial anxiety of the family you came from. One question to sit with. Whose fear am I building inside right now? Yours or theirs? If you were born 5th, 14th, or 23rd, this is for you. The 5th and 14 numbers carry the energy of the most powerful strategic entrepreneur in this system. Logic, system thinking, the ability to see opportunity before anyone else does. IT, tech, logistic, consulting, trading, anywhere that requires being 3 steps ahead. The 23rd adds pure magnetic authority. People follow you because you see what they can't. Why you haven't built it yet? You have built it several times and walk away from each one right before it compounded. Not because they weren't good enough, because you are extraordinary good and the beginning of it things, and you have a pattern of leaving it in the middle. You find a reason to start over, but here is what I need you here. This is not a discipline problem. At some point early, you learn that when things get too good, something comes along and takes it away. So you live first. You call it evolution. It's actually self-protection. The business you are born to build is probably already in your history. Go back to the best thing you almost had, and this time stay long enough to find out what it becomes. If your number is 6, 15, or 24, this is for you. Number 6 gives you an eye for beauty that cannot be taught. Photography, film design, visual content, aesthetic. You make things look the way they were always meant to look. The 15th adds stage energy, presence, charisma, the ability to hold a room without trying. Together, this is the energy of someone who builds an empire through taste and presence. Why you haven't built it yet? You don't believe it's serious enough. Somewhere along the way, you absorbed the message that beauty is decoration, not value. That creative work is a nice hobby, but not the real business. That the serious money is in serious industries. And I want to say something nobody has said to you directly. You have been the most visually compelling thing in every room you have walked into. And you have spent your whole life making everything around you beautiful while keeping yourself in the background. Your brand, your business, your presence, these are not secondary. They are the thing in a world drawing in average content and average aesthetic. The woman who can create something truly beautiful, it's not decorative. She's essential. If you were born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th, this is for you. Number 7 carries depth analysis and the ability to understand complex system at a level that genuinely rare. The first arcane in your combination adds founding energy and drive. The 4th adds the ability to build structure that lasts. Together, this is the blueprint of someone who builds a business based on real understanding, not trends. Researching, strategy, psychology, spirituality, writing, science, anything where thinking deeply and seeing clearly creates extraordinary value. Why you haven't built it yet? You are the best kept secret in your field. You know more than the people who are more successful than you. You have thought more, research more, prepare more, and you are still not visible because being seen feels like being exposed. And exposed feels like being judged by people who will never understand the depth of what you do. So you stay private. You keep your best thinking to yourself. And the world misses what only you can offer. The most prepared person who never launches, the most insightful voice that never published, the most qualified woman in the room who never raised her hand. Exceptional work kept private changes nothing, not your business, not your income, not anyone else's life. You don't need to do loud. You just need to be visible once consistently. That is the only thing standing between where you are and where you should be. Comment 7 if you know more than you show and you are not entirely sure why you keep holding back. People with number 8 is the energy of scale, authority, and material success. 17 carries the ability to feel where money moves, large products, financial operation, the instinct for what will grow. 26 adds the energy of the institution builder, not just a business, but something that outlasts you. This is CEO energy, investor energy, the woman who doesn't just build a business, but builds a category. Why you haven't built it yet? You have been building it for someone else. Your talent for scale, your strategic mind, your ability to see the big picture, you have been using all of it to grow something that doesn't belong to you, being paid less than you generate, given less credit than you deserve. And somewhere you know this. When I ask women with your energy why they haven't made the move yet, the answer is almost always the same. I didn't want to seem like it was only about the money. There it is, a deep belief that wanting wealth, really wanting it, unapologetically makes you something. Called greedy, like the people who once used money as power over you. So you stay in the employee seat, safe, undervalued, and waiting. Money in your hands is not the same as money in their hands. You are not them. Every month you spend building someone else's vision. If you were born on the 9th, 18, or 27, this is for you. The 9th carries wisdom and complementation. The energy of someone who has lived deeply and understanding what that means for others. The 18 is pure creativity, inspiration, writers, artistic photographers, musicians, anyone who transforms inner experience into something that moves people. 27 combines this into the teacher, the guide, the business built for your energy, teaching, mentoring, healing, writing, spiritual work, psychology, and field where your depth of understanding becomes the transformation someone else needs. Why you haven't built it yet? You don't believe what you know. It feels ordinary to you now, so you assume it must be ordinary to everyone. It's not. What feels like your normal, it's someone else's breakthrough, and there is something else worth saying directly. You give your wisdom away, the long free call, the advice in the comment, the help that was never asked for, and you tell yourself it's generosity, but generosity comes from overflow. What you're doing comes from a much older belief. If I give enough, I will be safe. If I'm useful enough, they will stay. You are not allowed to want things for yourself. That is the belief running your business. You unlock the people you are meant to help, cannot help for free. Not because money is spiritual, but because a person who doesn't invest doesn't change. Your work requires their commitment. The price you set is not for you, it's for them. Leave 9 in the comment if you have been told you should teach what you know and you have dismissed it every single time. Every gift described today is real, and every reason you have built it yet is also real. But after hundreds of readings, the gap between the business you were born and the business you have right now is almost never about skill or strategy or timing. It's about one thing, believing that what comes naturally to you is actually worth building around. It is. It always was. Every single woman I have worked with has said the same thing after her reading. I wish I had done this sooner. If you want to understand your complete business blueprint, your timing, your direction, the specific blocks in your chart right now, reach out. The link is in the description. No pressure, just a conversation about what is actually possible for you. Subscribe if something here landed. leave your number in the comments and share this with a woman who needed to hear it today.